All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying our praise to Yahweh by Shemal Shai, by Shemal Karkadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Now, this is one of Esau tactics that he's using, with various little philosophies that he has pushing, but in particular with this whole coronavirus situation. This is called fear mongering. Fear. Excuse me. Fear mongering or scaremongering is the spreading of frightening and exaggerated rumors of an impending danger to purposely arouse fear in order to manipulate the public. And that's what's going on with this whole coronavirus situation. They are able to manipulate the public to doing what they want them to do, even though, okay, the coronavirus is real, but not as many people as they said are dying from this coronavirus. But you see it got everybody shook up, scared to come outside. The cities be empty at night, etc., etc. Salakia. It says, one example of fear-mongering in American politics is the Daisy television commercial, an often referenced advertisement used during Lyndon B. Johnson's 1964 presidential run. It begins with a little girl standing in a meadow with chirping birds, picking the petals of a daisy while counting each petal slowly. When she reaches 9, an ominous sounding male voice is then heard counting down a missile launch, and as the girl's eyes turn towards something she sees in the sky, the camera zooms in until her pupils fills the screen, blacking it out. When the countdown reaches 0, the blackness is replaced by a flash and mushroom cloud of a nuclear explosion, and you can, when you look up this document, you can play the media, and it shows it. It says, as the firestorm rages, a voice over from the President Johnson states, "These are the stakes: to make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark." Excuse me. We must either love each other, or we must die. Another voiceover then says, "Vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home." Right, and same thing they doing with this. Did with that, then that time is the same thing they doing with this whole, what do you call it? Coronavirus situation. But that whole nuclear explosion thing that they just not demonstrated, but they were just speaking on. Eventually, that's gonna happen to America. This next one is product advertisements. It says advertisers may have entered the arena with their discovery that fear sells. Ad campaigns based on fear, sometimes referred to as shock advertising, have become increasingly popular in recent years. Fear is a strong emotion, and it can be manipulated to sway people into making emotional rather than reasoned choices. Same thing for the churches and everything, man. They use this in all aspects of life. From car commercials that imply that having few airbags will cause the audience family harm, to disinfectant commercials that show pathogenic bacteria lurking on every surface, fear-based advertising works. Right, so they get excuse me. They putting people in fear. And then it's like problem, reaction, solution. Then they giving people the way out. But from the nuclear missile commercial to these airbags and just disinfecting the bacteria, the Lord is the one who controls all of that and gives whom he wants to have infections, car crashes, and ultimately get hit by the nuclear missiles when it come. He does all of that, man. See everybody looking to this white man, this Edomite, for protection and everything, when the Lord actually controls all of this, man. You know. But it says, while using fear in ads has generated some negative reactions by the public, there is evidence that shows that shock advertising is a highly effective persuasion technique, and over the last several years, advertisers have continued to increase their usage of fear in ads in what has been called a never-ending arms race in the advertising business. Right, so they put that fear in people and they play it over through the media and ads and stuff like that over and over until it gets imprinted in their psychic, and then they start acting upon it even if they're not even scared or worried about it in the beginning. Eventually they start acting out what they put on the TV or them in them ads and stuff. Author Ken Ring was accused of scaremongering by New Zealand politician Nick Smith. The Auckland seller of almanacs made predictions about earthquakes and weather patterns based on lunar cycles, and some of his predictions were taken seriously by some members of the public in connection with the 2011 earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. So, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into these precepts. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe, meaning destruction, to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." Right, and that's what Esau has done with this whole fear mongering situation. And they got another thing called I forget the other one. It don't matter. I'll be able to put a lesson up on it. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, because they taking the fear from the people, from the Lord. And they didn't really been telling the Lord, but still, we out there through the Spirit, and they putting it, making everybody fear them, and look at them as gods, because they're coming up with the solutions. They're coming up with the vaccine, so to speak. The disinfectant sprays, the mask, etc., man. So destruction to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So Esau pushed out this whole COVID-19 coronavirus situation and got the media, help him push the campaign, and that's going to be to his destruction. But he has the money and the resources to do this. That's why he's doing it. Because ultimately he wants to bring to pass this RFID chip and then this new world order, man. It says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." And it says, "Therefore thus said the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil." Right, so even though Esau seems like he's getting away with it, the Lord not going to let him get away with it. Eventually, America's going to be destroyed. The land of Israel going to be destroyed because they work hand in hand, and all these other nations going to be put in subjection through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. So like, yeah, I'm trying to pull up this scripture. Hmm. You know what? This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. It says, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Right, talking about the church pastors, acting as if they're righteous, holy men, and they leading the people to Esau, telling them to take the vaccine and whatnot. And that's deceiving them, because it's deceiving them. It says, You shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. You know what? Okay. Excuse me. I'm gonna jump to this next precept real quick to add on to that, because not only is Esau getting a judgment, our people that's partaking and helping this devil is going to be judged also. It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. It says, Woe unto them that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also. Right, giving your neighbor drink is giving your neighbor a philosophy. And a philosophy, our people be backing Esau up with this BS and telling our people to take the vaccine and whatnot. And trust in the government. Just listen to them, stay at home. Got everybody scared of the coronavirus, but the Lord, the one who give out the diseases and everything. So, is that Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15? It says, Woe unto them that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, that maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Right, man? Our people are naked because they don't have the truth, man. And they sinning. So but this is back to Matthew 24, verse 4. It says, excuse me. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And you shall have wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, pestilence means diseases. So the Lord did say it's diseases were going to be out here and whatnot, but Esau hyping everything up, man. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 26. It says, In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. Right? So if you fear the Lord and doing what he say, you're going to be protected, man. And we more and more got to put our faith and trust in. How about Shema Shai? For brothers that ain't doing it and whatnot, you got to become more spiritual. So, or spiritual. So with that being said, call Allah Yabashma Shai, give honors to the elders and apostles that were well, and salutations to the brothers and sisters in truth and sincerity. Shalom.